I'm Sarah, and I'm so thrilled to be able to take you on a little tour of our brand new Baby Lock Destiny. It's the most amazing sewing and embroidery machine, and it's packed full of new technology and great features. Some of them will look familiar, and some of them are brand new, and I can't wait to show you some of my favorites. Let's start by talking about the exterior of the machine. First of all, you can see it's huge. We have 11¼ inches from the needle to the side of the machine. So regardless of what size project you're working on, a big quilt, draperies, you've got lots of room to perfect your sewing. I love how so many of the most commonly used sewing commands are buttons easily accessible right on the face of the machine. It makes sewing so much easier. We've got our start-stop button, so you can begin and end sewing with the touch of a button. You don't even have to use your foot control if you don't want to. We have reverse stitching, so if you need to lock in those stitches and you like to have the control of doing it manually. We have an automatic tie-off, which will automatically finish the end of a sequence of a stitch and tie off for you. You can program that with a thread cutter if you'd like. We also have our needle down button, so if you stop in mid-stitch and you want your needle to be up or down, you can easily touch the button and lift and lower it. Thread cutters, yeah, gotta love the thread cutters being right there handy for you. Automatic presser foot lift and lower. We actually have 3 different ways to put that presser foot up and down. You can use the electronic presser foot lifter button, you can do it manually, and we've also got the hands-free presser foot lifter, which is your knee lift, which makes sewing so much easier. Automatic speed control. If you are like me and you have a tendency to drive really fast, you can slow down the machine by setting the speed control. It's really important sometimes for specialty techniques. And of course, we've got our never miss needle threader that Baby Lock is known for. It's the easiest way to thread a needle. You could practically do it with your eyes shut. And let's talk about lighting. Look at how bright this is. We have the most illuminated sewing space, stadium LED lighting, even better than the Illissimo Gold. Even if you're sewing in a dark room late at night, you'll be able to see your project clearly. Everything is so well thought out in this machine to help you to sew better. Right from the incremental markings on the needle plate to the easy drop-in bobbin and 2 accessory compartments to keep all of your most commonly used accessories at your fingertips. And I can't forget to mention how much I love the multi-function foot control. It gives me the ability to cut threads, take a single stitch, or sew in reverse with just the tap of my foot. On the side of the machine, we have 2 high-speed USB ports, so you can very easily transfer embroidery data, designs, anything that you could possibly need. There is also a connection to direct connect to your computer if you like to sew with your computer and your sewing machine side by side. We've even got a jack for headphones because you can play short videos on the machine. We've also got that amazing sensor pen that's going to help you to position stitches and embroideries, and the multi-function foot control. And you probably already noticed the screen. It's enormous. Your favorite tablet's probably gonna look small compared to this. And it's not just big, it's high def and it's super functional. There are so many features packed into this screen. So let's check out the brains of the machine and see what it can really do. Even starting with something as simple and basic as a straight stitch, you've got lots of options on here to help you to sew perfectly. First of all, it's nice to be able to see your stitches right on the screen, and it gives you your stitches in exactly the size that they will appear on your fabric. But if you want to really precisely align your stitches on your project, you can turn on the camera. That camera is going to give you a bird's eye view of the project that you're working on, and it give you the ability to precisely position your stitches where you need them on your project. You can change the color of the stitching if you're having a hard time seeing the blue. We have 4 different options. Depending on what color fabric you're working on, one or another might be more obvious for you. And then what's even better is you're gonna see the changes that you make to your stitches right on your screen. So let's just say I need to move that stitch over to the right. I can see that gold stitching line moving as I click that icon. I love the needle beam on this machine. It gives me a visual light to show me exactly where to run the edge of my fabric to have the most precise seams. And if I don't want it to be at the edge of my fabric, I can even activate my sensor pen and tell that needle beam exactly where I need it to go. And now I'm ready to perfectly align a row of stitching with the left edge of my presser foot. Playing with decorative stitches is one of my very favorite things to do, and it couldn't be easier on my Destiny. I can scroll through to find the perfect stitch, see it right on my screen in true size, and there's an amazing new stepping feature that allows me to create all new sequences and patterns in my stitches. Now I think I like how that looks. Now I can even see what it's going to look like in an entire pattern. When I touch the reinforcement or tie off button, it's going to finish the stitch that it's on, tie off, and stop for me. With the push of a couple of buttons, I have created my whole new stitch sequence. And because I love this stitch, I can even save it to the memory of my Destiny. My Baby Lock Destiny even has answers to all of my questions built right into it. I can find out about basic operation, tips for sewing, and for quilting, it will tell me what a particular stitch is typically used for, and I can even watch videos. Who would have ever thought that you could be watching videos on your sewing machine? Couching over your favorite decorative yarns and threads is easy with the digital dual feed on the Baby Lock Destiny. The Destiny really shines in embroidery. Not only do we have a 9.5 by 14-inch embroidery field, but there are loads of customization tools built right in that you can adjust with the touch of a finger. There are so many built-in embroidery designs and fonts, and they're all easy to find by touching these giant icons. And with the high-res screen and the super fast processing speed, I can clearly see my design in the blink of an eye. There are so many editing features built in. Like I can easily resize my design, just by dragging on the screen, 200% larger and 60% smaller. I can rotate the design, and I can even see what it would look like with different colors. This beautiful high-res screen gives me a clear picture of different thread palettes and colors that I could select. And when I open the lid, my Baby Lock Destiny is so helpful that it even shows me what color thread I should be putting in the machine. My Baby Lock Destiny helps me to embroider like a professional. It is the very easiest machine to perfectly align placement of embroidery designs, and there are several different tools to help me do that. If I'm customizing something by adding a monogram, my positioning stickers make placement flawless. Nothing could be easier for placing designs on a cuff than using my sensor pen. Precise touch positioning gives me a camera's eye view of where my designs are going to be placed on my fabric, so positioning on a garment or any other project is perfect every single time. IQ Designer allows me to become an embroidery artist. Anything that I can get on paper, I can turn into an embroidery design with a couple of clicks of an icon. I loved showing you some of my favorite features of the Baby Lock Destiny, but now it's your turn. Sit down and discover some of your own.